The presence of three US aircraft carriers off the Korean Peninsula is pushing the region closer to nuclear war, according to a North Korean letter to the United Nations Secretary General. The three carriers, the USS Ronald Reagan, USS Theodore Roosevelt and USS Nimitz, and their multi-ship strike groups are finishing up 4 days of exercises in the waters between South Korea and Japan on Tuesday. It is the first time three of the 100,000-ton behemoths have sailed together in the Western Pacific together in a decade. They have been joined by several South Korean and Japanese warships during the exercise. The exercises, which also have involved US B-1 bombers, are creating the worst ever situation prevailing in and around the Korean Peninsula, North Korea's UN Ambassador Ja Song-nam said in a letter to the Secretary General on Monday. CNN did not see the letter, but its contents were reported by news services including the Associated Press and Reuters. Washington is now running amok for war exercises by introducing nuclear war equipment in and around the Korean Peninsula, thereby proving that the U.S. itself is the major offender of the escalation of tension and undermining of the peace. The letter read: the exercise has shown North Korea is right to build up its defenses. The letter said from the U.S. standpoint, the presence of the three-carrier flotilla in Pacific waters is seen as a signal to North Korea that the U.S. will not be intimidated by Pyongyang's continued testing of nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles. We sent three of the largest aircraft carriers in the world to the Korean Peninsula, and a nuclear submarine is also positioned, US President Donald Trump said after his arrival in South Korea last week. During his trip, Trump struck a tough tone in North Korea, calling for an end to its nuclear program and saying, "We hope to God we never have to use the military strength the U.S. has on the Korean Peninsula." This exercise in the Western Pacific is a strong testament to the U.S. Pacific Fleet's unique ability and ironclad commitment to the continued security and stability of the region, JDM Scott Swift, the commander of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, said in a statement. But Pyongyang has seen any US military exercises as a threat. The state-run Korean Central News Agency said Saturday that the presence of the three carriers was part of Washington's sinister intention to maintain military hegemony in the region. KCNA also cited other recent US military moves, such as the first deployment of stealthy US Air Force F-35 fighters to Okinawa, as signs Washington is ramping up for war against North Korea. Pyongyang also accused the U.S. and its allies, including Japan, of trying to escalate the military tension and increase arms race in the region with each passing day. North Korean government officials told CNN's Will Ripley in Pyongyang last week that the U.S. was increasingly taking action that could ignite another Korean war. Nobody knows when and how the war maniac Trump will ignite the wake of war, the officials said, referring to the presence of the carriers near the peninsula. A South Korean Defense Ministry official said the three US carriers helped drills on either side of the waters separating the Korean Peninsula and Japan. Exercises closest to the Korean coast involved US and South Korean ships, while those closest to Japan involved US and Japanese ships, the official said, pointing the three US carriers in their strike groups were three Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force warships including the helicopter destroyer JSIs, a guided missile destroyer and general-purpose destroyer. The JMSDF is always using every opportunity to strengthen the JMSDF-USN alliance, and joining an exercise like this is a natural event to stabilize regional security. A statement from the Maritime Self-Defense Force said South Korean vessels joined the exercises with the U.S. warships on Sunday. According to US Navy photos, the South Korean Defense Ministry said it sent 2 destroyers equipped with the Aegis anti-ballistic missile defense system as well as 5 other warships to the exercises. Each US aircraft carrier holds more than 60 aircraft, including the FA-18 fighter jets, airborne early warning and control aircraft and helicopters for anti-submarine warfare. The ships accompanying the carriers included destroyers and cruisers equipped with the Aegis system as well as Tomahawk cruise missiles. US attack submarines typically accompany US aircraft carrier strike groups, but the Navy usually keeps their specific location secret. The last time 3 US aircraft carrier strike groups worked together in the Western Pacific was off the US island of Guam in 2007, according to a Navy statement.